Hello, welcome back to a new video, the second one today. And today we are going to talk about a small LED light from Ulanzi, but I guess they want to be called VIJIM for this product at least. The VIJIM VL66. And it's a very small LED light, and the reason I'm showing you is twofold. I got it for the ZVE1. Let me show you because it's probably better looking. Let me also turn it off. So the reason I'm showing you because, well, it's a nice product and it fits what I wanted to use it for, but it also has a lot of second and third types of use. And I think I kind of like, as you know me if you've been subscribed for longer, I kind of like products that I can use in multiple ways, especially because my bag is always full. And if I can reuse things, then yeah, they make more sense, and they kind of stick in my bag while other things don't. So I normally have a very good flashlight in my bag, but it's kind of heavy. It has two big batteries, at least one spare battery, and I'm even pondering taking that one out on most of my trips and putting this one in. Let me explain why. So it's a LED light for the ZVE1, and not surprising, you can turn it on and you can change the color. Very easy. So there's a lot of digital interfaces with all kinds of effects built in. This one doesn't, and I prefer that. It's difficult to see, but let me aim it to something else so you can see the color changes is quite a lot. So you can change it in color, and of course also the amount of light. So they claim it's 800 lumens. I have no idea if that's true. And in the back, you see there's one LED now left, and there's four in general. It's fully plastic, which I think is nice in this case, because that means that it's light. The whole thing is 108 grams, and there's a built-in 2000 milliamp battery. So, and the nice thing is you can turn it around. You can't turn it like this. I guess you could hack it because the feed for it is actually a square with of course a hole in there that you can put something in, which is iron, which is nice. But you could consider making this round, and then you can turn it in this position. You already see that I put some Velcro on there because I always want to change stuff, and there's a reason for that. So let me turn it off. First, let's talk about the battery. I did a test and also for other use cases, and I already had it running. They claimed it does about 7 hours on a full battery and lowest power. I had it run already for 9 hours and it's still on one light, so it's quite good, especially if you consider that you can also externally power it. So yeah, it's a small LED light, and in this case it gives enough light, so there's an on button. You need to hold it down for 3 seconds, so there's no easy way to quickly do it. The pity is that you can turn these knobs by mistake, but it's also easy to fix. And there's no other buttons on there, which I kind of like. And you can even put it in your bag with the buttons to the inside, and then it's near impossible to touch. And also if you're using it, I guess. 3 seconds goes on, change the color and change the intensity. It is that simple. So let me turn it off again. Yeah, you can put it on your camera, and what I did, just that's why I like that you can also aim it up. Of course I use for video, but since the ZV-E1 is so good, because basically the Sony A7S3 sensor, you need very little light. So one thing I did, both for photography and for video, is just aim it up to the roof. If you're in a wide, I'm not saying all the roofs are, but you're inside and there's a wide roof, then it's already enough to just aim it up. So one of the nice things about this is that you can orient it quite easily and see what the result is on your video or on your picture, because of course it is a small square, so it's quite harsh light in a way, but very useful. So that's, and of course, I'm not saying this is the perfect light, but you want something small, and that's what it is. So now let's go to the other functions, because I think one of the reasons why I ordered this one is that you can reuse it in many ways. So I'm going to put the camera away and show you. So what I really liked about it, that is just a simple light. So you can turn it on and just put it on the table. Aim it a little bit down, aim it a little bit up as a reading light, all kinds of uses. So I actually found that combined this with two other things, it becomes extremely useful for me, right? And hopefully also for you, because otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. But there is a reason why I put Velcro there. So one of the reasons I put it there is, and of course I prepared, but then forgot where I left it. Oh my God, there. So I always have these things in my bag, which are just simple Velcro straps for putting down your, let me put it in there, for wiring. And what I use this for, I am not really great in the dark if I'm walking outside. And having a, let's say, a circle of about, depending on how bright you set it, about 2 meters in front of me, and quite a wide circle, is actually quite nice. So what I use this for is to basically put this on my backpack, so over here, or even in the middle, right, where you normally have a small clip, but just put it over there, like this, and then put this on. Very handy. You have a light surrounding you. Of course, sometimes you want to aim it down, and what you can do is use this back part to basically aim the lens again, right? You can almost see what I'm doing. You can kind of quite easy sort of aim it in different ways on your body. I found this very useful, and so that's a second use that I'm using it for. The other nice thing that I found, and that's in combination with another part, is put it on the selfie stick. Now, I kind of like it on this one, which is for the Insta360. And the reason why I like this is because you can use it in different use cases. So it has a button, right? And you can open it up. And I know there are more, but I kind of like this one from the Insta. And again, it's reused. It's a lot of time in my bag anyway. You can open it up and put it on the table. Of course, you can't see it, and should have thought about this. But luckily, we can zoom out. You see a lot of other stuff that I might not want you to see. But oh well. Let's aim it up over there and try to zoom out a bit more. But you can kind of see what I'm getting at, I hope. You can also show it from the top view. So, and the nice thing, of course, you can put it on here. And it almost becomes a small table light. Or table stand light. And it kind of, in fact, it kind of looks like it, right? So if you aim it down, again, turn it on, you can see that you can light something up on your table. And turn it. You can see it gives a lot of light. You can also change the color of the light, and you can see that it's actually throwing off quite a lot of light. So this is already quite nice, but of course, and I won't extend it, but you can extend it up quite high. So I'm putting it now next to me on the ground, and I'm guessing we can still, oh yeah, it's very workable. So if I put up the light again, put it on really bright, you can see that it's now putting it on my head. But you can also do, which I kind of like, if you're outside and you are with your friends drinking a beer or something, you can see how easy you can put it on the middle of the table and just have it aimed down. You can see over the light over here, and you can have your sort of table light. It lasts for 9 hours without external battery, which I get back to. So kind of an interesting use. Last use, I think, which you can do in combination with this little pole. Let me turn it off again. Oh. So you can also, of course, extend it and use it as it intended as a selfie stick. So why is that interesting? Well, because if you're walking, you can totally see how you could use this. Of course, now I have to kind of use it like this. But you can totally see that you can use this to look somewhere on. I'm not saying that you should look for things under your car, but theoretically you could, right? You could just sort of do it like this. But if you're walking around, again, it can be quite a sort of a handy solution, both in an extended version and in a closed version. Because if you closed, of course, it becomes like a hand wand in a way. Again, you can sort of aim it to the front or whatever. I found this very interesting. Now I can claim that I've been using this for a long time, and it turns out to be extremely practical. I only got it yesterday, so on my next trip, which will be going to Norway and Iceland and Spitsbergen, it will not get dark there at this time of year in a month, but if something happens, I have a small light with me. And I can also put quite easily in the bag, and again, this one is in the bag anyway, so it's this kind of reuse which I find interesting. So the last thing, which is silly to say, but please see everything in context. So let's go back to this stand. You can also externally power it. Now, this one has already been running for 9 hours on its internal battery. They claim it's 2000 milliamps. So that means if you take a big 20K power block, you can not only charge it, but you can power it from the side. There's USB on the side. Let me hook it up. This is going to look silly, but why not? Hook it up, give it power, and you can see, of course, that's now charging. But if it turns not, it's also taking its power from there. Now I'm using, and again, this is totally stupid, but this is a V-mount battery, which is 20,000 milliamps. I could even, if I want to use this as a light pole, right, a small light pole for something, I could even use my V-mount connector. Let me do it the right way up. Hook it up there. I will do it a little bit high so that you can see it. So I've done that. Click my V-mount battery on. And now we have something which, if of course you would use a smaller cable and not stupid big cable that I'm using. Let me also aim down so that you can see that there's now a V-mount block there. Of course, this one I can put up quite high, about 1 meter. On this one, of course, I could put it on other different tripod. But even on this one, I have a small light that I can put in a corner or a camping ground or whatever, right? If you want to light something with quite a lot of light. On the softest mode, I know that it will last for 180 hours. So think about that, 180 hours. I'm guessing if I put it in full power, they claim that it then lasts about 1 hour on the internal battery. That means 2000, this is 20 out, so still should do like 10, 12 hours on full power, 800 watts, which is quite a lot. Let me again turn it on so you can see that indeed it's being powering, and also put it to probably in the middle, and then put it on full blast, although we have a lot of light here, so it's difficult to see, but this is a pretty good amount of light. It also does not get overly warm, which I kind of like, but this could be definitely used on a camping ground or something like that, or if you get into trouble, you have at least some light with you. If you also have a power bank, I'm not saying you should use a big power bank like this one, but if you have one for your phone with you, which is most of the time 5,000 or 10,000 milliamps, yeah, it will light you for a long, long time. So, like I said, an interesting small little product. So let me know in the comments what you think about this. I found this an interesting little product to have in your bag. So thank you for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.